Barbara Streisand.
It's sometimes excellent, sometimes strained. Depends, I'd say, on how many free kicks I'm getting.
As of late, I wouldn't say too bad. It's been a bit rollercoaster of a ride this year, but yeah, I'd say it's relatively easy.
Testy, very testy. I find that, you know, I'm good to them, and the response that I get is always cheek. Blokes like Russell Davidson, he'll give it back to you, you know. Doesn't mind giving it back to you like that, and you're like, Russell, Rusty, mate, not necessary.
My relationship with the VFA umpires would have to be very close, maybe a little bit too close. Sort of the calls from Russell Davidson on a Friday night to see how I'm feeling and just sort of see how his kids are, and then Sasha Kaufman, I sort of spend most Saturday nights with him, and it's awkward when we wake up together on a Sunday morning, so probably too close is the answer.
Of course not. Of course not. No, I need more. As you get older, you need more free kicks, Holmesy.
Nah, definitely not enough.
Do I get enough free kicks? I never get free kicks. In fact, if anything, I get free kicks against. 5 in 1 game from Russell Davidson again against Uni Blues. I won't forget that. Next time your kids come to Movie World and you want me to shake their hands, I'm going to spit on the ground and walk away. And Sasha Kaufman, don't remind me of this.
Barbara Streisand.
That's the look you get when you don't pay free kicks.
I'd have to think I get enough free kicks. I really have got the falling over and having someone fall in your back down to an art, but I think I'd give away as many free kicks, Holmesy, and that's because, as we all know, the ruck rules are ambiguous and something needs to be done about them. If you're out there, VAFA Umpires Association, a call needs to be made. Shepherding, it's not a rule. I'm yet to see the rule book that says it is, so let's just have some clarification on that, please.
Prior opportunity.
If the player had any chance to get rid of it, I guess, and if the player's wearing 24 for some beats, maybe.
I reckon it's about how they deliver the actual action. There's a few different actions in the league. You've got wall drop, Greggy wall drop. Greg's his name, isn't it? Greg? Greg. Just gets down low and he gives it. He just likes the theatrics of it all. Russell Davidson, he's high. You got Cam Davidson, I think he's a little bit of the middleman. But Sasha Kaufman thinks he's an actor, and he just goes, "No, mine, holding the ball," and he's really right into it. So I think it's all about the theatrics for these umpires.
Certainly, how many people are watching on the hill. That's the only thing umpires care about, and how good a sort of swan they can do.
One-way communication, I think. Yeah.
Not enough product in their hair, I'd have to say.
What frustrates me the most is blokes who are just too sensitive. Now, Merv Monty, you're a good bloke. In fact, you're a great bloke. But I'll tell you what, if someone says to you, "Oh, Merv, come on, that's not 50 metres, all right? Grow a thicker skin, my friend. It's football."
I would have to say the boundary umpires' high leg kicks when they're running back to the square. It's that sort of flamboyance and sort of pomp that has no place in the great game of Australian rules football.
Personable and good knowledge of the game.
Really firm whistle blow.
A good umpire lets the game go, has a bit of rapport with the players, can have a little bit of fun. I don't mind getting a bit of cheat from the umpires. I remember one occasion, Russell Davidson said to me, I complained for a free kick, which, yes, occasionally I might ask why you didn't give me one, and Russell said, "Shura, I have to put up with you on a Saturday morning with my kids, shut up." Fair enough.
Certainly a respect to the ruckman and what we go through day in, day out. I don't mind a little bit of chat out there, but, you know, from the likes of Russell Davidson and Sasha Kaufman, it's just too much. They sort of think it's they're half umpiring game of football, half running a comedy show. It's sort of, but nobody thinks it's funny. I seems strange to me.
Barbara Streisand.
This is a police interview or an umpiring interview, mate? Perhaps.
Nah, don't have eyes at the back of my head, so.
Mate, I've never given a cheap shot to a player in my life. I'm never close enough to other players to give cheap shots, to be honest with you.
I did once out at Trinity in 2009, and I sort of had this guy hanging onto my leg, and I was ready to start up the chainsaw. And I looked, I didn't see any umpire, so I started it up accordingly, and ended up getting reported by the boundary umpire of all people, and sat 2 weeks on the sidelines. So I don't do that anymore.
My usual one is I ask them if they've been playing long, and that doesn't go down too well. I'll try and keep it straight back unless it's Steve McCarthy, and then you give it to him.
Oh, what sort of sense have we got on this?
Yeah, I'll repeat everything else.
I just have to say, I'll just bring him in closer and say, look, I think we have to have a chat.
We just lost the final. I'm going to walk up to whoever it is. In fact, Lee Fisher, in a practice game at the start of this year, when he played a free kick that was clearly not there, I went up to him and I said, mate, it's lucky you're just learning. And I'd probably go down the same track with one of these umpires. I'd say, that's why you're not in the AFL.
First of all, I'd get real close and make sure enough people can hear, and I'd just go, mate, you are straight down to D4 this weekend, and even lower. You are under nines Moonee Valley Oz kick next week. That's sort of my standard go-to line. Otherwise, yeah, I've got a couple of go-to sort of. Timmy Sutcliffe, I really like to get into being soft. I always feel that he pays those tiggy touch with ones that aren't really there. He sort of doesn't let the big contests, sort of spill. But that's sort of it. They're my go-to. Soft, under nines next week. A couple of others depending on the mood of the day and how many people are listening.
Oh, no, nothing offensive on field anyway.
I think it's just a few F-bombs, I think, to be honest. Nothing too out of the ordinary.
See the comment before that I said to Lee Fisher? Probably felt a little bit bad about it afterwards. It was his first game in the Ammos, but yeah, probably along those lines. I tend not to swear, I like to go a little bit more creative.
I called Michael Hooper a big white maggot, fairy maggot one day, and a whole list of expletives I don't care to offer up here, but I don't think that's anything that I wouldn't call him during the week anyway.
Be too hard to top Chili with the stick work. I think boundary umpire for me, mate. Don't need the limelight like you, Holmesy.
Goal.
Field, mate. That's where the theatrics are. It's where the ego is. Got to be in the middle. Got to run the show. See Suffolk Kaufman for that one.
I'd have to be a goal, Holmesy. After seeing what Chili gets up to every week, where he just sort of stands there and leans on the fence, and half the time he's eating pies and hot chips, and there's sort of someone's always ferrying food from the canteen. I'd certainly be a goal umpire.
Probably, yes. No chance. You've got games to go.
No comment.
Who is my least preferred VFA umpire? Well, it's very simple. When I sit down on a Thursday night and I get a text message that says, got you this week, Sasha Kaufman.
Have to be Luke Holmes. Anyone who's sort of an umpire and a policeman, there's sort of issues.
I'm not saying you because you're standing there, Holmesy. I don't know, there's a few good ones. Or, yeah,
who would you rate as your top handful of umpires?
I've had Steve before. He's in charge of you guys a little bit, helps out now, and he's been excellent. And and who else? Big Russ, he does a pretty good job. We actually had two young guys last week who did a really good job. So yeah.
Number one would be this bloke Holmesy. Number 2, Russell. And equal third, Chili and Sasha.
Number 1, Chili. The best goal umpire in the business, mate. He's under the posts. He's got it all. He knows exactly what's going on. So Chili's number 1. Number 2, this is going to be very close between a few blokes. I do enjoy the work of... look, I enjoy Russell Davidson because he's just got a lip to him. He's got a little bit of cheek. I don't mind that. And I'd say Luke Holmes, but he's just too close. I can't say Holmesy. Greggy Waldrop.
Have to be Sasha Kaufman, just the amount of time that he spends on his skin and his hands and making sure the time he spends in the solarium and just making sure he looks good in that white uniform. You got to respect a guy who takes that much time in his own appearance.
It's good you haven't got me at the end of the game. So it's like players, mate. I think they have good games and bad games. Generally pretty good. And yeah, if you don't notice, then it's good.
6.
Oh, look, I'll be honest with you now, they do a great job, and I think the VFR umpires are fantastic, and they're the gel that keeps the VAFA together. So I think well done to all the boys, and how much? This 50?
50.
We'll do it afterwards. Yeah, so they're great. Thanks, boys.
153, Holmesy, absolutely. Yeah, I've always said that the umpires are underrated in everything they do, and I wholeheartedly support what you guys do, and we wouldn't have a game without you. So, love your work, boys.
Barbara Streisand.